Hi. I thought I would try something new today, and that is sitting in a chair rather than on a yoga mat. Feels kind of good, a little different, a little more scholarly. I have my glasses on so I can see. I have my notebook too, my journal, because there's some things I wrote down that I don't want to mess up. One of the things that I do is watch these videos. Sometimes after I post them, sometimes before, but part of my agreement in doing these videos with myself is to watch them. And I thought at first that it would be super torturous, but what I'm finding is that I'm learning to actually appreciate myself. Appreciate the voice that I used to hate. Appreciate the wisdom that I've learned. Appreciate my heart, which is to hopefully help someone or just comfort someone or make someone feel not so alone. And so as I'm watching back the videos, the very first few, okay, if I'm being honest, the very first few I filmed were torturous. But now as I've gotten more comfortable, it's not so hard to watch. And so that is a huge blessing. And I can learn a lot. Talking about learning a lot, the area of discovery, watching yourself on video is a great way to learn and an awesome area of discovery. Just like meditation. So as I was watching yesterday's, one of the things that came across that really struck me was when I said, we have to take the space we need to figure out what we need. We have to take the space we need to figure out what we need. And I was like, mind blown. Because half the time, I don't think that we know what we need in any given moment. Or maybe we do big picture know what we need, but not moment by moment. Or maybe not even in the morning to get through the day. I don't think we always know what we need. And with all the thousands, millions of things we can do every day, wouldn't it be easier if we prioritized what we actually needed to do during that day? Maybe that would help us to not feel the freedom to sit and do video games all day, or to sit in front of the TV all day, or to scroll on Instagram all day, or do Facebook all day. Maybe if we actually had a list of the things we actually needed to do every day, it would encourage us to do those things and to not waste time. Because I tell you what, friends, a lot of the stuff we do is just wasting time, time that we will never get back. Time is the least forgiving thing in our lives. Time is the least forgiving thing in our lives. Once we've lost the time, we can't get it back. So for me, figuring out how to not procrastinate and to do what I need to do in order to be healthy, happy, and free, I need to prioritize those things. And sometimes that requires taking the space I need to figure out what I need. So I started thinking about needs in general. What do we need? And one of the things I went back to is a sociological document study. It's called Maslow's Hierarchy of Needs. Maslow's Hierarchy of Needs. And what Maslow did, I want to say in the 40s, but I could be wrong, is create a pyramid based on the things that we need, we as humans need to thrive. And So I wanted to talk to you about those, so maybe it'll give you a starting point to figure out what you need. And I think I wrote these down out of order, but I'm not so worried about the order right now. I just want you to think about that in regard to what you need on a daily basis. And so all of us have esteem needs. The need for respect, self-esteem, and self-confidence. All of us have physiological needs: sleep, food, air, and reproduction. All of us have self-actualization needs. And this might be on the highest order of the needs. We need motivations to drive us to realize our true potential, and then also to achieve our ideal self. Self-actualization, what we might call self-aware. So we need the motivations to drive us to realize our true potential and achieve our ideal self. I think I've spoken before about how I believe when people are abusing substance or sex or anything to take them out of their authentic state, it obliterates our self-awareness and our self-actualization. So as we become sober or in recovery, we actually have to figure out those self-actualization factors for ourselves. What are our motivations to drive us to realize our true potential and achieve our ideal self? I keep saying it over and over because it's huge. Then we have safety needs: security of the self, job security, health security, and a safe environment. And then we have belongingness and love: strong bonds, love relationships, connection, what we would associate with love, not necessarily romantic love, although I think it becomes that for most of us. So I'll just read them again. We have esteem needs, physiological needs, self-actualization, safety needs, and belongingness and love. So if we were sitting down at the beginning of each day, each week, each month, however you need to break it down, what level, micro or macro for your life, we have to figure out what we need. And for me, taking it a step further, it's not just what I need, is what is standing in the way of what I need, which for me is where yoga, meditation, and those breathing, those practices come into place for us, so that we can actually figure out what we need, separated from what we want, what we need, and what we want. Our basic needs: we need to eat, we need to breathe, we need to drink water. We need to feel safe. We need to feel loved. We need to have some kind of awareness of ourselves. So as you're going through your day, and when the urge to procrastinate or just be lazy or just waste time comes up, wouldn't it be helpful for us to have a guide for ourselves based on actual needs? I think it's a place of great discovery, and it needs a lot of intentionality in our lives to order our steps. We need to be intentional about what we're doing most hours of every day. We need to know how much sleep we need in order to function at high capacity. We need to know how many hours a week we need to exercise in order to function at high capacity. We need to know how much we need to meditate in order to keep our sanity and to be functioning on a high level, to not get grumpy. We need to know how much food we eat is enough. What is too much? What is not enough? I don't have the answers, but I would love for you to start thinking about that as you're ordering your day in a productive manner. Taking care of yourself so that ultimately you can take care of others. What's not on this list that for me is probably one of the basic number one needs is spiritual. My need for God, which I place number one in front of everything, because without the foundation of my relationship with God, everything else is going to fall apart. What's your foundation based on? What are you going to base your foundation on? What is the most solid ground for you to jump off of? How are you taking care of your health? Are you eating well? Are you sleeping enough? Are you moving your body? Are you loving enough? Are you serving enough? Are you taking those 20 seconds before you react